It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football and certainly the loudest as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
The San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action. It's Burrow. He gets this to Davante Adams. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let it just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop him short of a first down.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He'll swing this one out to Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. Call it a pickup of 3 and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City.
Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Looking deep for Adams.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
No score after one on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. Able to avoid him at the 40.
Brought down by Willie Gay.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Trying to get to the outside. This is McCaffrey. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, but I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
And that's caught at the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again.
And he is going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a stoppage as well as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
On 3rd down, Burrow. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle is going to leave him about a yard or so short. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Let's do this, man.
They'll run with a fullback, Juszczyk. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
Surprised at all that they went with a fullback there?
Not at all, because it harkened back to the days where we watched these games almost in black and white, right? The stocky guy, the strong guy, the powerful guy with leg drive. Give him the football.
Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, a 5-yard touchdown.
And the 49ers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down. The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly. Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Niners are going to take possession of the football.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Looking left side, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring him second down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football.
Now Burrow on first down. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Line of scrimmage, the 9. Second and about a yard.
Now it's Burrow. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This from 25 yards out. The kick by Gould is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Taken at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Jair Alexander in from the corner to make the sack.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Here's the Chiefs punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Now Hill to return it.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Burrow will throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else for the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
A third quarter action from Kansas City, 2nd down and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. It's a slant to Hill. He's got room at the 30. Touchdown, 49ers. Tyreek Hill, 54 yards. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Gold with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
Here's Hill on the return. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Niners set to take over on offense.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Burrow. That's out to Hill, right side complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
We're back now in KC. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter. Third down, here's McCaffrey. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And out come the Chiefs now.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. On first down, Mahomes completes it to Hardman. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the 45 on second down, Mahomes. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 45-yard line.
Mahomes finding Juju there for the Kansas City first. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And again, it's Mahomes. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And they're going to speed things up here. On first and 10, here's Mahomes. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. So now just like that, things change dramatically. It's first and goal. Mahomes now to throw. 3 yards is the gain that time. Second and goal. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer.
And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. A handoff left, McCaffrey. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Now it's Burrow. And able to haul it in is Kittle.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Burrow down to a knee, and that should be the final act of this one.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
From the host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Mahomes not wasting time. He'll throw.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
And this returnable for Hill. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return.
And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Burrow.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 39, Mahomes. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Mahomes.
He delivers another to Goddard, complete.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Throw left side complete. That's Smith.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
We're scoreless after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. Here's Mahomes to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And it'll be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Niners are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very solid gain of 27. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A give running left. It's McCaffrey. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 22-yard line. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field. And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
First down. Here's Burrow. And it's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's Burrow. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is 1 play from stalling out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. This from 36 yards out. The kick by Gould is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing the coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Now it's Gould after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive.
He's got a man complete.
And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35.
A big play there for Philly. 42 yards.
For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Mahomes now on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
And another long drive from the offense, but the defense is denying them the end zone. Nothing to show for the last drive offensively. They can't come away empty-handed again.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. They'll drop to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. From the right hash, this from 53. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right.
Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Burrow Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowsky to punt the football. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Back to the ground on 1st, it's McCaffrey. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Burrow will throw. Throw left side, taken in by Hill.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. Nifty move. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Now Burrow. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. 3rd and 2, now Burrow. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he has another 1st down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Burrow looking to pass. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Mahomes going to throw. Going deep for Diggs. It got his man complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a fast footwork by White.
A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there. Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
The coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Eagles are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Mahomes.
And Sanders has got it complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling.
Mahomes. He gets this complete to Diggs.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it, but they've got to continue to move quickly.
First down now, but the clock continues to move.
Mahomes will throw. Into the hands of Sanders.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll make it second down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Mahomes to throw it.
And that is incomplete. Trying to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Mahomes.
And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. That's a first down and then some. A 32-yard pickup.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Trying to hurry to the line on the very outskirts of field goal range.
Mahomes' throw taken in by Diggs.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So a big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other. Quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the 4th, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? Because this feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice and tense on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away.
This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
On 3rd down, Burrow. He is going to find Hill here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 for the Niners there and a first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The all-everything defensive tackle, Aaron Donald, the one who made the play there.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. First throw of overtime for Mahomes. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Backed up deep in their own territory, they were in search of a cushion, and the cushion was found.
And you have to think total game, even in overtime. As a head coach, field position still counts in this spot. So they had to get out from the shadow of their own goal line, get themselves some...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jason Verrett, he'll get the sack as he provides the heat off the corner. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Up Up the middle they go with Sanders. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. And now 3rd and very long. Are you cautious here?
I think you have to be, because the first mantra of any football game is don't lose it. Then you give yourself a chance to win it. And if you go ahead and force something now, take a big shot that doesn't pay off, you didn't help your defense out at all.
Yeah, especially here in overtime.
Here's Mahomes.
And Diggs has it. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
Throwing, Burrow.
And going deep for Hill. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey.
Oh, what a nice tackle there. That will hardly move the needle at all offensively. A very short gain.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down.
To throw, Burrow.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime, as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Eagles are going to win the football game.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, the play of their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.